other thing.
MashaAllah.
Yes,
You are giving glad tidings to the Muslims. And our Prophet says in one hadith, give the glad tidings of the Mahdi and Akhir Zaman to the Muslims, inshallah. That's an order from our Prophet, mashallah. Because, as you said, we are living in very special times, not only according to Islam, Christianity and Judaism also.
Yes.
And Judaism expects King Moshiach, King Messiah, they say. But if you look at the science in the Torah, it's exactly the same with the hadiths of our Prophet.
Yes.
It's the same person, Mahdi, they're waiting for,
Yes.
inshallah. So good times are coming. And as you said, there is no reason for enmity and hatred. And of course, we believe in the same Allah. We have the same Quran, we have the same Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There is no reason for enmity and hatred. We should come together with compassion, mercy, love, tolerance. But we see in practice today, some Muslims hate other Muslims. They don't go to mosque. Afghanistan doesn't go to Indians, other Muslims. This is haram.
Yes.
Why should be there such thing, inshallah? And that's the reason why Muslims are suffering everywhere, in Syria, in Iraq, in Afghanistan, in Palestine, because they got fragmented, they got divided, they got poor, uneducated. And inshallah, with the unity, all of these problems will be solved, inshallah. And we are living in these times, alhamdulillah, mashallah.
Yes, well, I believe also. And one of the main things that Muslims and Christians and Jews has agreed on is the signs of the last days.
Yes.
Okay, so we all believe that we are in the last days. Everyone calls it whatever expression they call it, but the signs, we all agree on it. We can see that, and we see a lot of poverty, a lot of unfairness, a lot of
conflicts. Yes.
A lot of complications, which is not good and can be better. And we wait and we hope that things will get better. And as we mentioned, we believe also because it's written that Rasulullah said that Islam started gharib, as strange. And it will, at the end of times, it will come also as a strange because of its peaceful, because of its fairness, because when it came in the darkness.
Yes.
And he said, at the end of the times, it will come again, and it will come in the darkness, and it will make people's lives, inshallah, much better.
Inshallah. Inshallah. Golden ages is coming, inshallah, with progress in science, technology, arts, unity of, and stopping the bloods and wars,
Yes.
wars, bloodshed and wars. Jerry, can we have your comment on that?
Of course. I just actually am getting ready to turn in an article. Today, actually, it's taken me about 3 weeks to finish it, and it's on the Turkish Islamic Union, which covers a lot of this, actually pretty much all of it. But, you know, just as how a family prospers and attains health once the family members provide aid to one another, this is what the Turkish Islamic Union could do for the Eastern world. The Turkish Islamic Union isn't a system of caliphate or sultanate. It's a unity that could attach importance to quality in an unprecedented manner that hasn't been done yet. It would be extraordinarily modern to a lot of systems in the Middle East, and as well, I'm hoping in my own country, in the U.S., we're going to be pushing really hard, and we are pushing really hard to actually get our government to start acknowledging and recognizing the Turkish Islamic Union too. There are a lot of us over here that are just learning about this because it's been around for about between 25 and 30 years, and we don't hear anything of it over here. But the Turkish Islamic Union would be pretty much unbecoming to seek any dark purpose in a unity of love. And that's what this would be. It would be, you know, because in real love there exists no logic. It's the same sense of logic that does not account for why a father loves and protects his children. It's the same way that the Turkish Islamic unity would protect the Middle East. You know, there wouldn't be any blocking of economy for capital. You could have free circulation. And that would produce systems that could be protected from economic crisis by the unity of the different countries in the Middle East through the Turkish Islamic Union. And the key to this success has got to be based on sound political approach, which a lot of people here in the U.S. don't understand that in the Middle East, the culture is mixed with religion. And here in the U.S., people do not really, they don't understand that so much. because there's been so much bad history there within the U.S. as far as religion and politics. And what I always tell people is it's not the religion that needs to really be in the politics, because if you actually look in the books, it talks about religion staying away from politics. But we still need those morals with the people that are in those positions. So the Turkish Islamic Union would be a spiritual unity, which would be a unity of love, and every state would be independent within the Turkish Islamic Union. All the borders of the states that exist today would be preserved, and no intervention would be made in the regime of any state, but oppression of the public would also not be tolerated. So there's a lot to be said about the Turkish Islamic Union, and of course we are all brothers in Islam. And this is one thing that we need to get a lot of people understanding, because there are so many differences, and I agree with what our guest has said, that the small things need to be overlooked, because we all have very common goals and very common beliefs. Even across over where I'm at in the U.S., there are still a lot of things we have in common, much more than many people either in the Middle East or the U.S. I think realize when you really start to look at the culture between the two. The biggest differences we have are social geopolitical differences, and those can be overcome. Those are just that. They're geopolitical differences. They're not differences. We're all humans first. So I definitely think that by overlooking the small things and working together as human beings and as brothers and sisters, because even as Muslims we're called to in the Quran to protect over everybody of all religions, even our enemies, we're to protect them. So I think by education and by working on a Turkish Islamic Union, I think would be a very good way to bring everybody together economically, socially, environmentally, all the way around, inshallah.
Inshallah. By Turkish Islamic Union, of course, we don't mean that there is a racial superiority or anything like that. It's not. Turkey will, be like an old brother, will lead this Islamic Union because of the experience from the past, and it will serve this Islamic Union, inshallah. That's what meant, inshallah.